Tell me that doesn't give you huge satisfaction. Come on. Hello, lovely people, and welcome to the Almita Made channel. My name is Alma, and I'm here to chat about all things making, mainly sewing, a bit of knitting. There was some dyeing of hair in my last vlog. If you're curious about how I get my hair to be purple, you can watch that vlog and I'll link to it. But today is all about sewing. So let's start with what I'm wearing today. I am wearing a Friday Pattern Company patina blouse, which I love. Lovely details everywhere. And then on top of it, I have my True Bias Quinn vest, which is this lovely vest that I made in a striped linen over the summer. I did a whole vlog about it, so I'll link to that one. And if you did see that vlog already, you will know that in it, I mentioned that I really wanted to make a pair of matching trousers for that waistcoat trouser summer easy breezy look that has been very popular this year. And I had a few ideas of which patterns to use for the trousers, but I just couldn't make my mind up. I was considering the Arthur pants from So Liberated, which I made a pair of and I wore throughout summer. They are so comfortable and I love them, but I kept trying them on with this waistcoat and I just wasn't convinced that I liked the overall look as a co-ord. So I never did that. Then I started thinking maybe the saguaro set pants could work. And although I really like the legs, I have a pair and I tried it on again with this waistcoat, even if they were in different fabrics. I just thought, let me just get my head around the silhouette. Do I like this? And although I really like the silhouette with the saguaro pants, they never fully fit. I think it's to do with the very wide waistband and where it hits me. And basically, it's always just a little bit, it stands proudly away from my waist, and I find that annoying. So I didn't really want to make that particular pattern again, and I should revisit it and do something with the waistband to change it somehow. I don't know how. Maybe it's just a shorter, like a less deep waistband or something. But anyway, I wasn't quite happy with that, and I thought of a few other patterns, but then what I was thinking about it all, over at Sew Over It, which is the pattern company here in London where I work. It's a very small company with Rosie at the helm, and Rosie has been working so hard for almost a year on creating some incredible sewing patterns that form a new ebook, a new Sew Over It ebook. And one of those patterns that she was working on was a pair of trousers. And I was like, well, those are the trousers I want to make to match my vest. Now, as in today, when this vlog comes out, the ebook is finally out. And I will link to something where you can find out everything about the ebook. But of course, I couldn't make those trousers and share them in the summer because the pattern wasn't fully finished anyway for me to sew, and I wouldn't have been able to share anything about it until late September. So basically I decided that was the pattern I was going to use, but I only got round to making it very recently. But the trousers are amazing, and I'm not wearing them because of course you wouldn't see any of it on camera from this angle, but I will put lots of pictures and videos up so you get a full sense of the outfit, which annoyingly now it's too cold to wear as an outfit as it is. But I do like the Quinn vest layered on top of a blouse like this. So maybe I'll be wearing it like that. Or I can wear the trousers with a jumper, etc., etc. Little note, I tried the Quinn vest on top of just a normal button-up shirt, like with a collar. And I don't know if it's because this is a striped fabric, but the shirt, the trousers, the vest, I instantly looked like the best man at a wedding. Quite a relaxed wedding, no tie. But I made myself laugh. I was like, absolutely not. That's not how you wear it. But with the patina blouse, I think because of this deep V and the big collar, it moves away from the wedding party vibes that we absolutely do not want to embrace. So I'm thinking I will make another patina blouse, which I've been wanting to do for years because I love this blouse. I wear it all the time, and yet I've only made it once. So I could make another one to kind of go with this set. But the trousers are here, and I am going to tell you everything about them. First of all, the pattern. This is the Rosemary Trousers sewing pattern from the Sew Over It Everyday Edit ebook, which is a very exciting ebook. And that's just a collection of patterns, and they're all designed to go together, to work together beautifully to create a sort of capsule wardrobe where you to make them all. But also you can pick and choose, and things will look great with other things as well, with other patterns, as demonstrated here and hopefully in the pictures that I'm putting up somewhere in the screen. So the Rosemary Trousers, straight away when Rosie started sharing with the rest of us in the office the ideas for the ebook, the Rosemary Trousers, instantly I was like, them, I want them. And there are two versions, and I won't go into too much detail of that, but I will tell you that I've sewn version 2, which has a flat front waistband and an elasticated back waistband. Very nice. So this flat front gives me a very nice set with the waistcoat. I didn't want anything that was too busy in the front, nothing with a zip fly, for example. I really like how this sits on top of the flat waistband. And you've got darts at the front. You've got such good pockets, and I'll show them to you on the inside as well in a bit because they're fantastic. But you have slanted pockets, which are my favorite kind of pocket on a trouser or skirt. And then you have patch pockets at the back. And you will have noticed by now that I had a little fun with the direction of the stripes. I thought I don't sew with stripes very often, so let me have a go at this because I've seen it around in the shops and other people's makes using the stripes in different directions. So we have the main body of the trousers is all vertical stripes, and then the waistband is horizontal. This bit of the pocket that I right now forget what it's called, the facing of the pocket maybe? No, that's wrong. But this bit is horizontal with straight lines here. So where the pocket meets, that's a little bit of fun. And then I also did the patch pockets, horizontal stripes on top of the vertical legs. And the fabric is a fabric intended for curtains. It is a linen. It was a very nice quality linen from what I could tell. I bought it in a little shop in Hastings here in the UK in Sussex, where I went to last year. And actually I bought the fabric almost exactly a year ago, and finally I've made it into something with the waistcoat and the matching trousers. And I bought it at the time because I love the color. It's sort of a oaty color, so it's not white, sort of an oat and pink stripe, which I thought was very unusual. The curtain fabric is great because they're usually very, very wide. So I think I only bought 1.5 meters. I could check on Stash Hub, 1 second. So Stash Hub is the app where I keep track of all my projects, all my fabrics, everything I can put in where I bought it, so I remind myself, which is very, very useful for this particular purpose of filming a vlog about it. Okay, so I purchased 1.5 meters, but the width of the fabric was 280. So 2.80 meters. That's so wide. So out of 1.5 meters in length, I still got a waistcoat and trousers, and I have a little bit left to make maybe a little bag or something. So top tip of the day, if you see curtain fabrics on sale that catch your eye, definitely buy it because it's going to work out much cheaper. The fabric wasn't cheap in itself, but because you need much less to make much more, it works out cheaper in my head. That's my maths today anyway. So curtain fabric, I hope you'll agree that it doesn't look like I'm wearing curtains. It's not a Sound of Music kind of situation, although I love those little sets and dresses. But I think you wouldn't know that this is curtain fabric. So what a find. That's really, really fun. And the trousers, I mean, these trousers, they're going to work in any kind of fabric that you would usually make trousers out of. So canvas, cotton twill, denim for sure, corduroy, needle cord, anything like that. But I thought for my summer, now gone, but for my summer set, I thought linen would be perfect. And it's worked out really well because this linen has a nice body to it. It's not too drapey. It feels like it's going to last, hopefully. And yes, so that's about the fabric, about the direction. Now, On the inside, these trousers have something very special that I have never sewn before, and I just loved it. As soon as Rosie told me about it, I was like, oh, that's a detail I love, and I want to put it in every pair of trousers that I make, I think. And no, I have maybe done it before in the cigarette pants, which is another sew over it pattern that I sewed years ago. That one might have this, but this was more exciting for one reason or another. And it is called a waist stay. And the way that the pockets are constructed, they are held in place by this waist stay. I will show you right now what that looks like, and then I'll tell you how I managed to get it to look like that. So maybe before I show you the inside, I will tell you, because I don't know if I would have shown this in the waistcoat vlog, but probably, to finish off the facings and the binding around the armholes, I used this beautiful Liberty Tanalorn that I had a little remnant of. I've made a shirt, I've made a blouse with it, and it's a pretty blouse. It's not very me, sadly, and I did try it underneath this, just in case you're wondering, and it didn't quite work. But anyway, a Liberty Tanalorn. I had a little bit of it left by the time I made the vest, so I used it for the facings and the binding over here and the armholes. Let's see if you can see it. Just a little flash of it. There it is. And I kept hold of the last few little scraps of that fabric, thinking that I could use it for accents or something inside the trousers that I at some point would make. And I had my heart set on that. I really did. And then I saw the pattern, and it has this waist stay on the inside that needs lining fabric. I thought, perfect, this is it. This is where I use it, and everything will tie in together beautifully because it's the same fabric on the outer and the details, and the outer and the details on the trousers. Turns out the waist stay piece is actually quite, I've just seen a thread. Let's get rid of that. Always ready? No. Turns out the waist stay piece is quite large, actually. So I could not, for the life of me, no matter how I moved that pattern piece, I could not get it out of the tiny scrap of Liberty Tanalorn that I had. So I got a little bit clever, and I'm going to put in some pictures or something that I took while I was doing it. And I basically pieced it together. So I cut the whole waist stay piece. That's really hard to say for me. Waist stay. So I cut the whole stay piece, let's call it that, in the linen. And then I overlaid a little bit, as much as I could get in the Tanalorn fabric. I cut that out, overlocked the edges, and stitched it down on top of the stay cut in linen. Hopefully the images will make more sense of it, because I realized that the pocket bags were going to cover most of the stay piece. And I thought, as long as I get enough of my floral that then the pockets cover it, no one will ever know, except everyone knows now because I'm telling you. But this is the result, and I am so pleased that I made it work. Tell me that doesn't give you huge satisfaction. Come on. Come on. This is beautiful. And there you go. There's the little floral. And yeah, you can't tell because these pockets get stitched down over it. So you would never know. I am so happy that I managed to make that work. I really wanted it. You know, when you get the vision, I was looking through my other scraps. I was like, nothing quite compares. This just goes so well. And let me keep it like this. But anyway, the waist stay is a very nice, I don't know, feeling. As you wear the trousers, you feel very secure. And then this is what creates the bags for the pockets. And you have it sewn down the center front there so that you don't have like infinite pockets that you can do this with, because that would be a bit weird. So it does stop, but it makes for very roomy pockets, very nicely constructed in quite a different way that I haven't really come across that often. And yeah, I love the pockets. So that was a big win there. Now, in terms of modifications, so for trousers, I always alter the crotch curve for my trousers. I have drafted a sloper, which is basically the shape of your trouser leg, basic with no frills on it. And I use that sloper, overlap it on top of any trouser pattern to change the crotch curve, because that is mostly where trousers don't fit for me. I have a very different crotch curve from commercial patterns, definitely a hugely different crotch curve from anything ready to wear. So I did that first. Then I usually shorten sew-over patterns by about 5 centimeters. I decide how much I'm going to shorten a pattern by holding up the pattern piece up to me, taking into consideration any seam allowances and things. And I decided that actually just 4 centimeters would be okay for this one. I wanted them quite long. Don't ask me why, that was me on the day. So I shortened the legs by 4 centimeters. And then the only other alteration I did is quite a confusing, convoluted one, but I'm so happy I did it because it really worked. So the two versions of the trousers, basically the Rosemary trousers can be made with just an elasticated waistband at the back, no other closures, and you just slip them on and off. And that's the version I wanted to make. However, if you have, like me, quite a difference between your waist measurement and your hip measurement, which is exactly how I'm built, those kinds of trousers tend not to work amazingly, because for the elastic to bring in the waist enough that it will be close to your actual waist, then the trousers become too tight for them to go over your hips as you take them on and off. So that's a problem. But I was determined. The other version of the Rosemary trousers are designed for this, and I will make those at some point. But I really just wanted these no fuss at the front. I just wanted to make this version. I just got fixated with it. But the other version have a smaller back waistband and trouser piece, and then buttons down the side, which look really, really cool. It's just a bit more fiddly. I wanted trousers that can go on and off. So what I did was construct my trousers, stitch down the elastic on the right-hand side seam as you wear them. So where is it? This side? No, they're the wrong way around now. I'll get to it in a bit. So I stitched down the elastic on the right-hand side, and that's when I started trying on the trousers, seeing how much I had to tighten this elastic to achieve the fit I wanted. I did it as tight as I wanted them for the look and safety pinned them. And when I tried to take them off, they were too tight to go over my hips, even with the elastic. But because the elastic was so tight to go around my waist, it just wasn't working. So I got my thinking cap on and I thought about other trousers that have elastic and something else. So there's actually a pair of trousers that Pat, my husband, has, which have an elasticated waist, a completely elasticated waist, but also a drawstring on the inside, meaning that the elastic isn't that tight, but you can tighten up if you need to the trousers waistband with the drawstring that's on the inside, and it's on the inside so you don't even see it. And I thought, that's what I want to do. But how do I do it when the elastic is just at the back? Where do I put my drawstring? And then I remembered that to secure the elastic down, you create some top stitching lines, which is a very nice detail. So let me see, if I stretch it, you'll see there's 2 top stitching lines there, which keep the elastic in place. And I thought, well, those 2 lines of stitching are sort of creating a channel. Let me try and insert something in there. And I decided to use some bungee cord that I had left over from another make. And it was pink, which is very satisfying. So this is like a stretchy cord. So with some difficulty, I inserted the elastic, and I had to kind of do things out of step a little bit. The main thing is that I left a little hole in the left-hand side inner waistband so that I could feed through the elastic. That's mainly what it is. But so I will put a video up because I think I put it, I think I filmed it. I filmed the process, but I fed the bungee cord through the channels that I created with the top stitching using this guy, which is honestly a tool that I love. Channel feeder. I can never remember what it's called, but I'll link it below. I can't live without it anymore. This is so useful. And so I fed it through very hard to go around the corner on the side where I'd stitched down the side seam already, but I opened a little hole. I haven't actually closed it. I'll go back to that, but I opened up a little bit of the waistband seam of where I'd top stitch down the inner waistband, something like that, so that I could curve everything around. And I got my elastic through, and then I put one of these lovely stoppers at the end, which will help me regulate. And I did test whether this would bother me or not. I just had it. I walked around with my trousers on and just stuck that to me. And I thought, no, I think I can live with that. It's not, it kind of lies quite flat. And for my purposes, it saved the day. So I'm quite happy. So by now I had stitched down and top stitched the elastic, not too tight, into the back waistband. And then I added my lovely bungee cord and stopper, and I put my trousers on. They're too loose. I then tighten them on the inside. No one knows anything about it. I feel much happier because they fit really cinched in at the waist. And then I undo it to take them off. Very happy with that solution. And again, I'll put a video up of how it looks. Hopefully you can see the difference of without the bungee and with the bungee. And I'm very pleased with myself that I found that solution. And as I say, make your life easier. If you do have a very big difference between waist and hips, just make the other version of the trousers with the buttons. But I didn't fancy trousers with buttons at the time. So this is why I had to jump through some hoops and make this version work for me. But I am absolutely delighted, and I think I will hopefully wear these trousers a little bit into autumn if I style them with a jumper or with this as I'm wearing it right now. We'll see, but mostly this is a summery outfit. So if I go anywhere that's warmer than here in the next 6 months or whenever is spring next on, then I will wear this as a cord that will make me extremely happy. It feels very expensive. It feels like something you'd see in a really nice boutique. So I'm very happy with the result. And yeah, a little bit gutted that I didn't make it earlier in the year and I could enjoy it. But, you know, I was waiting for the right pattern, and the right pattern is the Rosemary Trousers from the Everyday Edit ebook by Sew Over It. I would highly recommend that you go and check out the ebook. Of course, I'm biased because I work for Sew Over It and I think it's great. The patterns are beautiful, and this will definitely not be the last one I make from it. But do go and have a look, and I promise you'll find something you like. Let me know. I would be very interested if you've ever seen anything like this with the drawstring addition inside a pair of elasticated trousers. And if you have, I mean, ready to wear or whatever, any trousers you've owned at any point, and would you try that if you tend to have the same issue of waist to hips ratio? And I say issue, I mean, it is an issue when you're trying to make things fit, but it's a lovely thing to have. I'm not complaining. And yeah, I look forward to finding ways to style this for the colder weather. I look forward to hopefully making another patina blouse to complete this full look and make it more autumn ready. And I hope that you enjoyed this little vlog. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Tell your friends about this channel because I'm doing a lot of different fun content that hopefully you're enjoying, and I'd love for more and more people to take a look. And I will see you next with another... the next vlog is very fun actually. I've planned it. I haven't filmed it yet, but I've planned it, and there's gonna be a whole lot of purple involved. So tune in for that one next week. And along the way, on top of Friday vlogs, I'm going to try and do a few extras here and there. I don't think I'll get one in for next week, but you know, stay tuned. Press that notification bell. What does it even do? I don't know, but press it. Let's find out. And until I see you again, keep making and keep chatting about making. I went a bit strictly there. Keep making. Oh, I'm getting a bit delirious, sorry. And that was Strictly Come Dancing, which is the very fun show here in the UK. And it started, and I'm very excited about it. And I will probably mention it here and there because why not? I really enjoy that show. But anyway, keep making and keep chatting about making. I'll see you next time. Bye. Vlog 25, that feels big. Oh my God, it's so big.